Hello, how are we all today? Yes, it's Thursday again. Just checking that I am live in the right place. Yes, I am. I'll just turn the sound off. I'm hoping that this week my laptop plays ball and doesn't cut me off after a few minutes so that I can see your comments. But we'll see how that goes. Who knows? Maybe. Right. Let's get this. Oh, Hayden, shut the door. I can hear myself. Hayden's watching in the kitchen. Hello. Yeah, it's nothing worse than hearing yourself. I hate my accent at the best of times. Right, so this week we've been all about the Attention Shoppers bundle. Really nice bundle. Saw this on stage and loved it. I've seen lots of creations since. You may have seen 2 of my cards have gone out this week. First one was a really simple one, which was this one. Just a real simple thanks. Sometimes it's all you need, you just want to send a little thank you note. Quick to create if you haven't got any, but great just to store, suitable for anybody. And that's just a little stamped image using the stamping blends to colour, and then just a blending brush just to add a bit of a shadow to let it stand out, and then freehand drawn a frame around there. So that's that one. And then I think you've seen this one. You may have seen this one before as well, because I did do this one for, it may have been Global Design Project, one of their challenges. But yeah, same sort of idea with the shadowed blending background. But it just shows you can do the same sort of idea but a totally different card and step it up. So these images are stamped and coloured with the blends again and die cut. Oh, he's doing it, isn't he? Hayden stood there so that I can hear myself, and I bet you can probably hear it too. So, hi Cheryl. Hayden thinks he's so funny. He's giving himself the giggles now. So yeah, and then this is die cut too. But yeah, and then there is a third one coming out, which I will give you a sneak peek. This one, he's funny. He's not funny at all. This one I case from the catalogue. When I saw the catalogue, I thought I need to recreate that. So yeah, I recreated that one. Stamped and die cut with the coloured with the blends again, and just lots of shopping bags. I love shopping. Me and Hayden both love shopping. We like going shopping, especially when we've got Dad's money. Yeah. Right, so today I had no idea what I was going to do. Time's got away with me a little bit. I've been working on some things in the background on my website. So I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And I thought a technique that I haven't done for quite a while, I don't think, on anything, is the Emboss Resist Technique. So I thought we'd do a bit of that, and I'll show you three different ways of doing it to get more or less the same effect, depending on what products you've got. And then make them into a card. We'll see how time goes, because I have got to shoot off today because Hayden's got a hair appointment and I've got an eye test. So, right, let's just turn you round. Please bear with me while I do this. Okay. Pop that in there. Sorry if that's wiggled you around a bit much. So, attention shoppers, stamp set and dies. Of course, this is a stamp set and die bundle. There is an extra 10% off this until... what day will it be? It will be Sunday, till the end of the month. So you get 10% off the combined price anyway, but then you'll get an extra 10% off. So yeah, but it's photopolymer stamp set. I've got some extra little bits in there that I've stamped and not used. So you can line up really easily, but something for every occasion, I think, in here. You may just have to pull in sentiment. But I mean, flowers, we can always use flowers and plants, can't we? For any occasion. Those that aren't so nice as well. But then you've got a bottle of wine or whatever you want to make it into. And a cake. We all have cakes for celebration. No matter what celebration it is, you can use cake. And then shopping, bags, present, you know, we give them for lots. And then the shopping cart. And if you've got a different food related or different stamp set that's got different things in, you could mix and match these to go shopping for absolutely anything. You could fill it with food as though you've done a weekly shop. I do know people that give gifts of vouchers for supermarkets at Christmas and stuff, because that's what the person's asked for, to help them out. And you could use this with some little products in there and then give them a nice little gift card in there. So, right, Emboss Resist. I'm going for a simple background that we're going to create with doing this. And I'm going to do it 3 different ways just to show the difference, but we can use them all the same. So I want a piece of scrap paper. I'm just going to grab a piece of A4 copy of paper, and then I've got my stamps mounted, and I thought on the one I want birthday cards, but I also want just some celebratory cards. And I forgot now which ones I was going to put together. That's it. Those are the gifts and flowers, and then the birthday cake and the bottle. Right. So I had planned a little bit. So first of all, we're going to do it on white. Just a basic white background. And this is a standard layer size, which is 10 centimetres by 14.4. I'm just going to rub it over with my embossing buddy just to get rid of any grease on there. It's just so that the embossing powder doesn't stick anywhere we don't want it to. And we'll bring in our piece of scrap paper, and then I'm just going to stamp randomly, oh, excuse me, with my flowers over. I'm going to go off the page, and I'm going to do some of the carrier bag of goodies. I presume it's a present. a gift, maybe. I know lots of people struggle with random stamping. I used to. Not so bad now, I don't think. I think I'm getting to grips with it. It's taken some time, but the more we do something, the better we become. And there. And I think I'm just going to add a few little flowers there. And a bit of the tissue up there. Just want to make sure we're filling most of it, just so we've got no large gaps. Okay. It's going to be pretty hard for you to see at the moment. And then we're going to flip this over because that's got sticky ink on it and I don't want the embossing powder sticking to my paper. Now I'm just going to cover it with white embossing powder. There we go. Yes, I've put lots on, but it doesn't matter because it's not wasted. And cat hair. Wouldn't be one of my lives without a cat hair. There we go. So flicked off any excess. Get rid of that. And then this, I'm going to tip back in to reuse. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to heat this. I'll find my heat tool. Gosh. Right. Sorry if it goes a bit loud. I'll just heat this. You can see until it melts. You can see, I don't know if you can see it on screen, changing. Sort of a dirty white until it's melted. And then it goes a nice bright white. I have to be careful on my mat because my mat's actually Fablon on a plastic sheet, and if I heat it too much it's all going to come off. There we go. I'm just going to turn that round and heat the other side. Go. So we've got our design embossed in white on there, and then I'm going to bring in my glass mat. Now this is good to do with a large image as a focal point. I'm just doing it as a background. And I'm going to use Summer Splash. I think we'll go for nice, pretty summer colour. My camera is very wonky, and it's, I think I've made it worse. No, that's better. There we go. The glass mat, by the way, is going to be available to purchase. You get the glass mat. You also get the rubber tray that fits your Stampin' Up ink pads on perfectly so they don't move about, and these are perfect for the stamping spots, or if you've got the re-inkers for adding a bit of ink to, if you're watercolouring or whatever. And you do also get a cleaning cloth. Mine needs wetting, but yeah, you can see it's nice and large, which is the same sort of thing as a Simply Chamois, but it's more of a cloth for cleaning down, and they can just be washed through with warm water. So yeah, that's coming soon. And right, I want a blending brush. Now my big green one has got Mossy Meadow on, so I'm going to use a small one. I'll add some ink, and then starting off the page, we're just going to add the ink in circular motions just round, and you can see that popping out already. And just continue up to the top of the side. Now I held it on there. I stopped, moved my hands and held it on, and more ink has sunk through, but that's okay because I'm going to come back in from that way so it won't show. So we can just keep adding the ink until we're happy with the colour. Now the good thing about the glass mat, if you were doing this on paper, the ink that we're dabbing off and going over would dry into the paper, so you lose that ink. Whereas with the glass mat, it stays on and you pick it up every time you go off, so you're not wasting any ink. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's lots of ink in these and they would last a long time, but it will last even longer than if you were using it with just paper. So I just want to get rid of that little line that we've got there and blend that out. It just gives. Now I do tend to go back and forth if I have got a line over it. I just find, for me, I get a better coverage, but you will find your own way that works for you. I'm happy with that. So we've got a variegated, almost an ombre to the middle for our background. And then if we have got any on our emboss bits, if we just get dry cloth, this is just an old tea towel that I keep in my craft room. I cover my cut and emboss machines with it to keep the dust and the cats off, and then I use it to wipe my hands and all sorts. But yeah, just wipe that and that'll fetch off any of the ink that's on there. And there we go. So that's our first background. For our next one, we're going to go for a tone on tone. In fact, now you can just stamp. Pardon me. I do that lots. I love a tone on tone background. Just have a sip of tea. Yeah, I love a tone on tone background. I think it's really nice, real nice way of adding a bit of interest to the background. But you can also do an Emboss Resist. Now, I've got 2 pieces of Summer Splash here. one smaller because that's what size scrapper had, so that'll make a slightly different card. But for the first one, I'm going to use the white embossing powder. So we'll just use our embossing buddy just to keep any grease away. And this time I'm going to do the cake and the bottle. Just move that slightly, put that in there. And now that I've got my glass mat, I will stamp onto that. I don't mind that going off and being on there because I can just wipe it off. So I'll stamp a few of these about. Now you'll be able to see this better. Now as you can see, that one didn't stamp perfect, but that's okay. I don't mind that because it is a background. Now, with it being photopolymer, you would be better if you wanted a perfect stamp to have a sponge mat underneath it, just to give it a bit of buoyancy. It stamps better, but I'm not fussed. Like I say, for me, it's just a background. And then we'll do some bottles. I don't mind backgrounds not being perfect. I think it all adds to the interest. And to be quite honest, none of my cards are perfect. I don't think anybody's are. They're homemade at the end of the day. And that's what it's all about. So there we go. We've stamped that, and then I'm going to do the same with the white embossing folder. Now we do have an embossing accessories kit that's available that has a tray for doing this, and it's got tweezers and a brush. A really good kit to get, makes it very easy. But I'm stuck in my way of doing it. I've been doing it before that came along, and I've just stayed with doing it the way I do it. It's on my list of things that I want to purchase, but there are other things that I want, and I have to budget like everybody. So other things take priority, or keep taking priority. It works its way up the list, and then some new product comes out and it works its way back down again. But that's the way it is, isn't it? So as you can see, I have got a couple of little dots there, so where I don't want it. So I'm just going to flick them off. Now this is the type of brush that you get in the kit, just a really soft brush for getting rid of those excess bits. But yeah, I already had one. So for me, it's not a necessity because I've already got the components, but in a different form. But it's definitely a want. Right. So, oh gosh, I'm knocking. That's okay. I'll just keep that. I'll take it off so it's a bit quieter. And Stampin' Up have great products that are there to help make your crafting easier for you. And if you haven't got the product, brilliant, you know, go for it. If you have got something similar, carry on using it. Until the time's right for you to replace. There's always nice new products that you want. Hello, Julie. How are you feeling today, my dear? But yeah, I always say use what stash you've got, and then when it comes to replacing it, then look at what's out there. And I don't buy things like I used to because I don't work anymore, so I haven't got the income that I had. But you know, I buy what I want within my budget, and eventually I get my wish list. Right, so now we're going to do the same again with the ink and the blending brush. I mean, you could leave it like that. That's a lovely background. But I just want to do that bit extra. Look at that colour. How lush. This is a really beautiful colour. It's one of the new ink colours for 23 to 25. So we've got this for 2 years. Like with all our ink colours, they all stay around for 2 years. But we have 2 sets running concurrently. So every year there's a new set of 5. Hey Kat, how are you? Julie says, lost your voice. Some may think it's a blessing. Glad your ears and eyes are still working to watch your creations. Well, thank you. Yes, I'm glad they're still working too, just for the fact that they're working. I went to the doctor's yesterday, and he's sending me for low more blood tests that I've got on Friday. I've been struggling in the morning. I mean, I struggle anyway because my arthritis and that, and the fatigue that and my medication brings. But I'm waking up every morning almost as though I've got a hangover. Now, I don't drink anymore, so it isn't that I've got a hangover. But that's how I feel. Dry mouth, headache. I'm all blocked. Feel really unwell. So the fatigue's got worse. I do something and that's it. I'm out then. And if it was just that, I'd accept it. You know, I'd just think, oh, it is what it is. You know, okay, I'm not in pain, so the medication's working and that, but it's giving me more fatigue. Not an issue. But the fact that I've got this in the morning didn't seem right to me. So he asked me to have my eyes tested again. So I'm going, that's where I'm going straight after here, get my eyes tested. Luckily they've got an appointment, and I've got a load more blood tests to have done on Friday, so they can see. Someone did mention sleep apnea to me. Not sure. I snore a lot, I know that, but I don't know. I wake up tireder than I go to bed. So there's something not right. So he's going to see what the blood tests say and then go from there. But he checked all my vitals. He said it's nothing to worry about. So we'll see. Right, so that's that. How pretty is that? And that has gone more of an ombre effect to the middle. As you can see, it stands out a lot more, I think. And we get a darker version of the colour. So that's with the white embossing powder. Now on this one, I'm going to do exactly the same, but I'm going to use clear embossing powder. Now I don't know if we still sell this, actually. This is a very old one, because I know we've changed to wow embossing powders we've gone to now. So let me have a look and see. I'm still learning this catalogue very much. 126. Not only is it a new catalogue, but it's a new set out. And basics, it doesn't tell us what the basics are. I would say, though in there it looks, I would say basics are white, black and clear, but Cheryl says she's just checking online. Thanks, Cheryl, because it doesn't say. The actual pictures in the catalogue look grey, white and clear, but I would say basics are going to be black, white and clear more so, but Cheryl will come back to us with that. Julie says, could be sleep apnea, asked to be referred to a sleep clinic. You can join our mass club. Loving those colours, by the way. Thank you. Yeah, that's really what I want, to sleep in a mass, Julie. Like I say, I know I snore, and Hayden hates it when we go to my dad's because we have to share a room. Cheryl's come back. It's white, black and clear. Excellent, thank you. Has to put it photo on my big screen to see. Well, yeah. It's hard to see, isn't it? Yeah, we have to share a room, and he hates it because I snore so badly. So I brought a chin strap to put round your chin and your head to try and stop snoring, to keep my mouth closed. Yeah. Just, yeah. How ridiculous. And it comes off. And then I brought an anti-snore. It's almost like a mouth guard, but it goes in your mouth and it keeps your mouth open so much, and you have to mould it to your teeth and everything. But you have to set it in hot water, mould it to your teeth, and you have to do that so many times. Oh my gosh, I've never been in so much pain. It's worse than going to the dentist. It's huge in your mouth, and it's horrible. It really is. So yeah, that went in the bin. And I don't use that, so I just snore now. Hi Louise, thanks for joining. Yeah, so back to this. Enough of my stories. So let's do this one with the clear embossing powder, and we'll see what that looks like. It's very similar, but the images aren't going to be white, obviously. So we'll do it again. We'll stamp this, and again, because I'm not using a foam pad underneath, I'm not getting a perfect image. But as I said before, this is a background, so I'm not fussed about that. That is fine. But if you want that perfect image, use a foam mat or something just to add a little bit of, some magazines underneath can be used. But obviously a foam mat is better. Okay. There we go. That'll do. Right, so clear embossing powder. So I shall bring back my piece of paper to add this on. And then I'll push this out. Now, like I said, this is an old one. I mean, the top blue, yeah. This is old. I don't know how old. It's before my time actually with Stampin' Up. It's that I got off eBay before I actually joined Stampin' Up myself. I bought some stuff off eBay to give it a go. But I'm sure it still works. Well, we shall see. Alright, so tip that back in. And as you can see, I've got nearly a full pot, so I need to use it. We don't want to waste. We're crafters. We don't like waste. And I have got a little bit there again, so I'm just going to push that off. There we go. And then we shall heat this. Oh, yours is blue as well, Cheryl? Yeah, it's not, clear's not one I use very often. White, I've used lots. I used to use a lot more gold and silver than I do now. And I suppose at Christmas I tend to use a lot more. Here we go. As you can see, that's really popping with a clear, nice, shiny. So that's another way of doing tone on tone. If you haven't got the same colour ink as card, but you've got clear embossing powder, you can get a tone on tone there. So why you wouldn't want the ink, I don't know. But if you just got the card and not the ink to match, you can do it that way. In fact, I love that. Quite fancy leaving it like that. But no, we're going to blend it. Because that's what we're doing. Okay, so again, I'm going to do this one slightly different. Now this will hide more of the image because the clear embossing powder has melted and darkened the card, and of course we're adding ink which also darkens. I'm going to do them the same. I'm coming in from both ends. Julie says, you're inspiring me to emboss again. Need to find out your stash. May need some ink though. I love embossing. I think most crafters never lose the excitement of that magic, or most paper crafters, should I say, not most crafters. It's like magic, isn't it? Every time. Yeah, it's got that wow. But if you need some ink, Julie, you know I can help you out with that. That's not a problem. Okay, and I think that's about done for that one. As you can see, that looks a lot darker. And you can still see the embossed image. We will rub off the excess again, just so that we've done the same process. There we go. So yeah, you can still see the embossed image. It's just not as clear as that one. But for a background, that's fine, because we don't always want it to be in your face. Sometimes we want it to be that little bit more subtle. Right, so I'm just going to wipe this off. And I'll put this away, and then we'll make a card. Should have wet this. Some of it's hard, but some of it's still damp in here. But that's it. That's my mat, nice and clean. All the inks come off onto there. And I keep mine with my simple chamois in a stamp case, and I wet them, use them, and put them away, and they're fine. Because the stamp cases aren't airtight, touch wood, mine has never gone mouldy. I'm not saying it won't, because it's wet and it's in an enclosed, but mine hasn't. Right, so I think I want to use this one. I like this one. So that's white embossed on the splash card, and then blended onto. Just grab my stamping spritz so I can clean my stamps. And I'm going to make a happy birthday card from this, because I need some birthday cards. So I'm going to, I've got actually stamped the present or the gift, so I'm going to use that. And I want a cake as well. I'm just going to grab a piece of scrap, and I'm going to grab my foam mat and my memento. I'll ink that up. Stamp that. Fabulous. You see what a lovely crisp stamped image you get using the foam mat. Makes a big difference. Okay, so I'm going to colour these. I'm going to use some Stampin' Blends, and I am going to use, bear with me, Summer Splash, because I've got them out ready for a class. And do we go in Pretty in Pink? I may bring in a bit of Petunia Pop, so we'll have that as well. Just alright, so there's my light. Excuse me. Yeah, I lost what I was doing then. I want my dark. We will add some dark shamrock for our shaded areas. I'm not going to do some super crazy colouring on here. It is just going to be a quick colour, just adding a couple of layers just for a bit of shading. Yeah, just want that and that, and then we'll bring in Pretty in Pink, and I'm just gonna add, yeah, it is the dark. Yeah, just adding a little bit of shading on it. Like I say, I'm not going to spend ages colouring. I'm going to use the brush tip for this. I do love these in colours. I think they're fabulous. They go so well together. And to me, they are proper summery. We will use the Petunia Pop just for our tissue paper in the top. And again, just doing some little areas of shading, just where the shadows will be, where one's behind the other, or behind the handle, and where they've put the creases in. And then I'm just going to go over it all. So it's just some simple colouring. You could just do it with one colour and just build up the layers, just to add a bit of shading. But I don't mind taking that little bit of extra time to do the two colours and then shading that out, or blending it out. There we go. That's our little bag gift. And then we'll have our cake. And I want Summer Splash through the middle. Again, if I don't know which one goes to which on the lids are so similar. That is the light. It looks very dark. I'm just going to add a couple of layers to the edge. There we go. And yes, I have gone slightly out there, but you know what? I'm fine with that. And we'll go Petunia Pop on the top one. Like I say, it's not a colouring session. I'm not an artist. And then we'll do Pretty in Pink on the bottom, on the main body of this. And I'm just doing this to try and add a little bit of shape to it, just so it doesn't look quite so flat. So it is a bit round. It is a cake. It gives the impression of being a round cake. So will help to make it look round. I don't know if you can see that too well, to be honest, but to me it looks a little bit rounded. And at the top in Summer Splash. I prefer using the bullet ends, but if I've got a large area to do, I will use the bush ends. I like the bullet ends because they squeak. And everyone moans at me for squeaking. And put the lids on them. There we go. And I'm going to leave the candles white, I think, because I don't want to bring in a yellow. Because I don't. That's another reason I don't want to. So there. Right, so we'll get the dies Kat says the sound of pens on the paper is very relaxing. It's like an ASMR video. Well, I'm glad you find it relaxing. And I must admit, whether it's, I don't know, I find colouring relaxing. So whether it is actually the colouring that relaxes me or whether the sound's got something to do with it as well. Maybe. Maybe it's a mixture of both. But yeah, I do love to colour. I used to do a lot more than I do now. Before Hayden and while I was pregnant and when Hayden was little, before I got into card making, I used to colour. I have colouring books and pencils that I used to colour, and I used to love it. I'd spend hours, and that's what I'd do when we went in the caravan and he was little. I would colour, but yeah, I don't do much anymore. Tend to papercraft instead. Some people even colour on holiday, says you. We did, didn't we? Me and Julie went away. And Julie's got an apartment that we went to. And we only took a carry-on hand luggage. Well, you know how tiny they are. Like this. With who we flew with. So we couldn't take a lot with us. While we were there, we went to whatever the big supermarket was, and they'd got these, they're for kids, but they were like a fold-out magnetic folder, and they'd got colouring pads down either side and some colouring pencils in the middle, but they're all like mandala and all that kind of patterns, and I mean there were some that were flowers and stuff, but they were all in patterns. And we brought one of those each and spent quite a bit of time colouring there. Yeah, I'd forgot about that. But yeah, so that was the last time I coloured, really. I sat and coloured. Yeah, but yeah, that was really relaxing. We just sat on the balcony, letting the world go by. Chilling. Okay, put those away. So we have a cake and a gift. Now I do want to colour those. I think they look odd. So let's grab a Daffodil Delight. And we'll just colour those. I think we'll get away with it because of what it is. Yeah. Then I want a strip of... Oh, excuse me. We've got some ribbon. So we can add some ribbon. And I think... Because originally I was going to go pretty in pink with just a pop. Oh no, I think that's a bit dark. Over here it looked like that would be the better. Yeah, we'll have some ribbon. And a piece of cardstock. Just to lay that on. So we will see. Have I got... I don't think I've got a scrap. I've got my scraps box. I'm just looking. I thought if I got a scrap of Shy Shamrock just to lay across it. But maybe, as I haven't, because I've been using it. There we go. Let's see. This is where I become extremely indecisive. Nope. A petunia pot be better. Yeah, we'll just have a smallish piece of that, I think. Let's go 2.5 centimetres and we'll see. But I'm gonna go for a strip of white. Because we've got the white, I think the white will go. So I need to cut that down. If that was 2.5 centimetres, we'll do this at 2. Now, what am I talking about? Oh, I could do it that way. I was going to have the white behind it, but we could have the white on top of it. Yeah, go with that way. Why not? Okay. As you can tell, I have no plan. I'm just going with it. And because I have no plan, it takes me longer. I'll pop that on there. Now I do have someone in mind for this card. I need a card for a certain person. For their birthday, and they're quite a happy, fun, jolly person. Okay, I've now lost my video again. It's done well, it really has. So that can go on there. We'll stick that on. I don't know why I keep putting the lid on the glue. Just lean it there. Put that on there and pull that down. There we go. And then we can stick this on. And I like to use some tape to stick this on the back. You can use glue dots if you prefer. Whatever works best for you. Or whatever you have in your stash. Okay. Pop that around there. Just to hold that in place. Now we are going to have a lot of elements to this, and I was thinking of putting a circle behind, but I'm not sure if it needs it. This isn't the circle I'm going to use, obviously, but just to see. With or without? That is the question. I need some help. Are we going with? Are we going without?
It's like you read my mind with the circle.
Are we going with? Are we going
It's like you read my mind with the circle.
Yeah, Hayden's here whispering. Okay, Hayden says with, Cheryl says without, Kat says with. So so far the consensus is with. So let's find, I haven't got one cut. Let's grab a circle. I think we can do that one, there'll be plenty. And a scrap of basic white. I am trying to be quick now because I'm conscious of the time and you've all stuck around for an hour listening to me babble and be indecisive. Okay, pop that over there, out the way, and there's that. There's that. So we've got our circle, so I'm going to stick these on I'm going to go one flat. See, I'm being indecisive again. And one on dimensionals so that we have some dimension to it. And then I'm going to pop the whole of that on dimensionals. I'm keeping it to the edge because we've got that on here. That will support the middle because that's quite thick with 2 pieces of card and the ribbon. There we go. And then we need a happy birthday on there. So we do have a happy birthday in here. There we go. And I think we can emboss it and pop it on here. And let's have a go at embossing on block on Summer Splash and see how that looks. I haven't got a scrap. Oh, look at that for a scrap. Now this is testing my stamping. It's the perfect size. But can I do it? I've lost everything. I don't know what. I think I've got issues with my internet. That's the problem. I think I know. Excuse the head if it's in frame. I know I've got issues with my internet. And I've done checks and everything that Virgin tell me to do. And it comes back that there's an intermittent problem. Come back in 24 hours. Redo. So I do that. But then, of course, when I redo it, it's absolutely fine. And there's nowhere that lets you just report a problem and get an engineer. So I've got to ring them. But, yeah, it's one of them that you forget. Because, yeah, like now, it's telling me, or it's reminding me, because it's playing up, that I need to do it. But then I forget again. Okay, so we've got that. So I'm going to trim that down using mini guillotine. Hayden keeps appearing and bugging me with the sound. Oh, Hayden's here now and he's ready to go. how level. I've got that. That seems it. I tend to find if I run my fingers down, I can feel if it's level or not. I might put it down here actually, because on there we lose. Let's do this and then we can see. I'll put that back on there. And what I'm doing is, so that I get the same angle either end, I've cut that off there, so then I can flip that over onto there, and if I cut along it, line it up where I want it, I know I've got the same angle. There we go. I quite like it on there actually, not totally covering it. But yeah. So we'll add a dimensional, the one end. Is it wide enough? Just. Oh, perfect. I'm going to dimension on that end and then a bit of glue. That end, that's it. My laptop's decided it's going off. And then I'm going to add that there. So that you've still got the white above and some of the ribbon below. Card base, I think it's got to be a white card base. And I have one here. I'll just fold that. I've lost comments now, I can't see them at all, and Hayden's not watching. Oh, Kat says hello, Hayden.
Oh, hello, Kat.
Alright, so we'll pop that on there. What I will do is take the backing off there, because that'll just hold it. Oh, Hayden, bless you. Just give me his phone so that I can see the comments. In fact, I can watch myself as well, so at least I can see now what you can see. Definitely got to get internet sorted for next week. So I'll add that to there. There we go. And no card for a birthday is complete without a bit of blink. So, what have we got? I've got iridescent pearls, or we have the In Colour Shimmer Gems. Those are pretty. Or I have got rhinestones in a pot. But I think we'll go with the In Colour. Why not? How gorgeous are they? Ooh, really sparkly, sparkly. You don't see them very well on there. I'm going to use a mixture of the Summer Splash and the Pretty in Pink, I think. So I'll add one of those on there. I just think these are really, really pretty. One of those on there. One of those on there. As you know, it's always odd numbers. Yeah, I'm pleased with that. There we go. Pop those away. Right, now Castle Laugh. Let's make some room or clear away. She always laughs at me if I keep clearing away. But I'm not too messy today, to be fair. There we go. So we've got one card today, but I've shown you 3 ways of doing the Emboss Resist. You need laugh, my dear. So it's all using the same technique, just with slightly different products, and gives you 3 different looks and just a little variation. Yeah, I need to use this now and this. So I shall make those into cards and post those up on my page. Don't forget, if you joined and you want to catch the replay, you can catch it on here, or it will be uploaded to my YouTube channel. If you'd like to pop over and subscribe over there. It's Lisa's Loft, as with all of my stuff. And how do you fancy inspiration into your inbox? If so, head over to Lisa's Loft /newsletter, and you will be added to my list to receive my monthly newsletter. And it'll share inspiration from my blog and all the latest offers and promotions. You can unsubscribe at any time if after you think that this isn't for me. Not to worry, just unsubscribe. But yeah, go over and check that out. And that's Lisa's Loft lisasloft.co.uk/newsletter. There we go. I remembered. I hope it works. I've tested it today. I only did it today. I've tested it and it works. So fingers crossed. If not, let me know if anyone tries it. Oh, yeah. Right. Hayden stood up now. He's raring to go for his appointment. So I will see you all next week. Thank you very much. Bye.